Okay, start recording the meeting from now. And let me share my screen. Okay. Okay, I receive a message that everything is fine if you want to record this message. And let me share my screen and go directly to the studio and then back. Okay, everyone can see my screen. Okay, one more time, class. Welcome to the HMGT400. It's a pleasure to have you in my class. And in this meeting, I will review the exercise 1. I will review the requirement for individual assignment 1. I'll give you an example in Excel after the RStudio, because most of the class, most of the participants for now are using the RStudio. I will go with RStudio first and then answer your question on Excel. And then after that, we are going through the individual assignment 1, the requirement, the data set, the possible codes. If you have chosen to use RStudio, then give you an example on Excel as well. And then I will be here for answering your question. I do expect to end this meeting at 6:30. Hopefully we can do it out of this in 1 hour and 50 minutes. If you have downloaded the class, this is the exercise. So if you go to the class, for some reason my class is not open here. And every time I have the Zoom session, I have difficulties with this. Okay. So let's see, the class is not here. It's not opened. Okay. Let me go to the class. Okay. I'd like to show you how to download all of the exercise, because I'm using this Word document, and I know in the class, in the content, there is a table. Some of the students use that table, and that's not a formatted table. So let's go. Hopefully it worked. There you go. If you go to the class discussion and scroll down, you see the class instructions. In the class instruction, there is this file, exercise 1 till 5. Exercise 1, and in the exercise 1, there is a data set, and the data set is HMGT400. The data set includes 3030 observations. And for the first exercise, you require to populate this table. And this table includes 10 variables for 2011, and for 2012, you should compare the means and report the p-value. If any of you have any question about a t-test, a short response is the t-test is a test to compare means between two variables. The assumption for the t-test is there is a normal distribution between these two variables. And the other assumption is these two variables are continuous variables. I know, for example, for some dichotomous variable, for example, gender, male and female, it is possible to use, some people, I use t-test for that one too, because there's a 0 and 1, and the 0 and 1 give you a means. And so for that reason, even if in the other class you had that, it's not possible to go with that. If you have too many observations, it is possible even to use t-test for dichotomous variables. I know this is some kind of economic approach, but this is for this class we are using that, because for week 4 we are going to use a dichotomous variables and run a t-test to measure that. Okay, the data set is in the class. For the exercise 1, you should download this. So this makes increase. This is the data. The data set is in the Excel CSV file. The CSV file is a text. So if you are using Excel for this file, you need to make sure that save the file as an Excel file. Otherwise, if you use any formula on this, and your formula will be disappear after closing the file. So make sure to have this file in Excel. For working with RStudio, you should generate a UMUC folder in Drive C of your computer. Go to Drive C and create a folder and call it UMUC. You should put everything in this folder. So go back to the class. Hospital. So in Drive C.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, you are breaking up on a lot of our ends. It's very hard to hear you.
Okay. Okay. Is it good now? Well, let me use my headset. Maybe that will use my headset. Okay. Can you hear me now, well, or no?
Yes, now I can hear. I can hear.
Yes, you cannot hear me.
You're
No
still breaking up.
response. Can you?
Still breaking up.
Let's see the chat. Let me stop sharing and see what the problem is with this Zoom today. Oh, you are breaking up. You are breaking up. Okay, I see. A lot of time I broke up.
We can hear you just fine when you're not sharing the screen.
Okay, so I just stopped sharing to make sure what the message is here. So because I see lots of messages, they say you are breaking up. So you can hear me well now.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
let me share my screen now and let's see if it change anything else. So I will try different system to go with this. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
And this is good now.
Yes.
Okay, great. So you should have I will try to not go to the UMUC folder in there. Maybe using any other web browser gonna reduce the speed. So I will not use anything else. I just stay with computer. You should have a UMUC folder and put everything in the UMUC folder. So I have HMGT400 file here, and this is the file, HMGT400. HMGT400, this is the file I have, hospital. This is one, HMGT400, this is the file. If you open the file in Excel, you need to make sure that this is the file in Excel. If you decide to work with Excel, make sure to save the file as Excel file. Probably going back on my page now. Come on. Okay, let me close this. Any activity, reduce this video. You should to make, can you hear me now well? Okay. You should save the file as Excel file. This is the CSV file. If you click here, properties, this is the CSV file. When you change it to Excel, you should see .xls or .xlss for the newest version of the Excel. Also in the class, there is the two types of the codes, HMGT400 E1 codes and HMGT400 E1 codes no Dippler. Sometimes the student has difficult time to run the Dippler package, especially if you are a Mac users. So you have, especially Mac user has a difficult time to use the dplyr package. Some of them know, but I haven't. For example, I was in contact with Lee this week, and he had a lot of problem to install the dplyr package. If for any reason you are not able to run the dplyr package, you should go with a no dplyr package, download the other package, and that the codes give you the same result with a different format. So there's no worries with, there's no privilege with using any of these codes, but there is a different approach for reporting the results by RStudio. So I assume you already copied the HMGT400 file in Drive C of your computer, and you download this code. The code, whenever you download the code will be opened directly in your computer. But the better idea is one time download all the codes and all the data you need and put on everything in Drive C of your computer. And then try to use file, open file, and read their script. So these are the codes or script. So if you read this script, you can see here, if you are working with Mac, whenever you double click the file and open it, the Mac give you the text file. You should copy the text file and create a new folder here, create a new file and call it RScript and paste everything on this and save as a RStudio file. Otherwise, the system will not run anything. So if you are working with Windows and you have a Drive C and you Drive C, you have a UMUC folder, for the first time and only for the first time, you just need to unmute the line 10 and install the dplyr package. I will not install now because it takes up to 2 minutes. So I like to just use this more time for the class. You should unmute. And when I say mute, I mean using this pound sign. If you use the pound sign, the code will be muted. So, and then you are not able, even if you can, the RStudio will consider this as a note, not as a code. So whenever you install the package, you should unmute the code again. You should mute the code again, and then everything is fine. So you have the entire code here. Also, there is a other option here. RStudio can save everything that's showing in the console here because RStudio have 4 different panels, right? I should say this earlier. This panel is the code panel, top left, code panel, bottom left, console panel, top right, data panel, and top down. And right down is a plot panel. So you can move between any of this, but usually if you like to see the plot, you should stay with this plot. Also, you can give more space to any of these windows by clicking and dragging on the left or right. So we will need to use this because, for example, if you like to see the entire plot, you shouldn't give more space to the plot. And if you like to see the entire console, you should give more space to the console. So for panel 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now the code is here, and I'm going to use the sync command. The sync command save everything as a log file. So you just need to run the code one time, and then everything will be in the file. So there is a lots of notes in this code. If you'd like to learn by yourself, please read them. Otherwise, for the class, you really don't need to do anything with the code. You just need to highlight everything. To getting the highlight, you can highlight by just pressing the mouse key, or just press Ctrl A or Command A in MacBook. And then click run. If you run the file, as long as you see the plot here, it does mean the code is correctly run. If you see this message, thank you, Dr. HMGT400, your computer is correctly run the code. Usually, if you cannot see the code, you will receive a few error term here. This is not the error term. So they say this error, this red line mentioned that the deepler package has been loaded here in this computer. But if there is any error, the computer, the RStudio will mention the error and write the error term and then report the type of error. And so you can also move between graph by clicking backward and forward here, backward, forward here, and then all of the information you need is in this file, CUMUC week 1 exercise. If I go this is the file I just created, A23528, and this is the file, include everything we need for this. And still my computer have a difficult time to open this one. Okay, this is entire codes. This is entire result for this exercise 1. So if we go back to Word document, this file, this is the all of the question, and this is the text file. Give you this. The first set of the numbers are means for 2011 and 2012. For example, for hospital bed, we have 377 for 2011. And for 2012, we have 377 bed. For 2011, we have 1,237 payers and 491. And the second set of numbers, we have a standard deviation. For example, for hospital bed, I have 561. For 2011, I have 580. For 2012, for payer, I have 149, 1491, and I have 1962. These are the numbers you need to use for this file. What happened? Okay. This is the number for here, 377. Some of you will not see, will see you something like 36.9. My computer rounded the code, and this is completely fine if you rounded all the numbers, because all of the means are big numbers. So this is fine if you rounded them. I have 377, I have 561, and I have 377, and I have 580 for the second run. Also mention that I need to mention that in RStudio I use the short name for any of these variables. So for example, for the hospital beds, I have beds only here. If you look at this file, there is a bed here. You will see hospital bed. This is a very short name here to see. For the payer, I have only one short name. I call it payer. So need to mention that too. I have 1237 and 580. Oh, I think this is a mistake. I have 1491, 580, right? Let's see. This is here. 1237. I have 6060. This is 6060. And I have 1491. And these are two examples to compare your number with 9062. Still, there's two more pieces we need to complete it. The first one is an N, number of observation, and the p-value. RStudio, the way I wrote the code, we'll use the Welch 2 sample t-test. If you have any notes class or any, if you're using the chat room, I'm not able to see the chat room as long as I'm sharing the file, so please feel free to talk. RStudio use the Welch 2 sample t-test to report the p-value. If you run the Welch 2 sample t-test for the first line, you will see I have a 2 data set. I'm comparing the hospital beds in 2011.
I'm still getting an error. Like I'm not able to populate any of this.
You cannot hear me?
No, I can hear you. I just can't get the same information that you're pulling up.
Okay, are you using the RStudio?
Yes, so I downloaded the pack or whatever. Sorry, I've got like 10 screens open here.
Let me finish this, Jerry, and after for the Q&A, you can share your screen. I will see what's happening
Okay.
there. Sure, thank you. For the t-test give you 3 different numbers. Give you the t-value, give you degree of freedom, and give you the p-value. You need to report the p-value 0.9926. Report here in this table. And for the p-value, any numbers more than 0.05 is not significant, and any number less than 0.05 is significant. Anyone knows what does it mean, significant, non-significancy? No? It does mean if you repeat this analysis for 100 times, in 95% you expect to see exactly the same results. This is the meaning of the t-test. And whenever it's not significant, it does mean maybe there's the number of means different, but slightly different, but there is no significant difference. For example, if you look at the hospital bed for 2011, we have 76.6, and for 2012, we have 376.8. So these two numbers are so close to each other. So you should report this. And for the last piece of information, number of observation, there is a set of number here, the same order of the table here. You can either use this order and compute and complete this table, or you can go to our studio and run this piece here. Step 1 in 2011. And this is the number 1505. And you can compute this number here. And you can do the same for 2000. You can run all of them together to get, I'm gonna run this up to 2012. You can see everything here. Computer again stopped, okay. Okay. And this is for 2012, 5025. This is what you need to do for all of the other variables. And this is for this. This is for hospital beds. For that one is different, we should look at that. Okay, let me remove this. This should be a table like this. You should complete every piece. And then based on your finding, discuss which hospital has a better performance. To use the performance, you can look at the cost and revenue and compute the benefit. If you subtract revenue from the cost, you can get cost from the revenue, you can get benefit, and based on the benefit, you can see which hospital has a better performance. I see there is a note. Let me see if there is any chat. I can see any chat here. I have to stop sharing to read the chats. Okay, they say, okay, thank you. I tried, but I don't know what I'm missing. Can we have the recording? So okay, yes, I'm recording the session, so you will have the recording. Your speaker is not working. Please check your connection. Can you hear me, class? Anyone can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great, because there's a wrong number here. My computer says your speaker is not working. Okay, this is for Excel, for the RStudio for exercise 1. Any questions so far for exercise 1 in RStudio? Except that you are not able to run the code, and I will answer to you later. Any other question? No questions? How did you get the Word document? Okay, if you go to the class, go to the class instruction, and after hello class, you will see all of this. There is a link here, and if you click on the link, you will get this Word document. Okay. This is for our studio class.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
The data in the notepad, is it in the class folder?
Yes, it's in the class instruction.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, let's go with the same approach for the Excel. I'm gonna give you an example in Excel. For the Excel, I have generated a file here, how to compute. Let me see where I put that file. I believe I opened this.
Sir, excuse me.
Yes.
You're currently not sharing your screen?
Yeah, I have not shared a screen yet. I will share again. I will do it. I'm opening something. Okay, let me go back to the screen. Okay, this is again, I'm sharing my screen. What happened to this? Okay. Can you see my screen?
I can now.
Okay. There is a step-by-step guideline in the class to install RStudio. And at the end of this guideline, there is a step-by-step guideline to go with the exercise. So this is, for example, the guideline for exercise 1. Let me give you bigger fonts. So this is a step-by-step guideline to this. And the numbers here, the same number I'm using here. So this is kind of an example for the exercise 1. Please read this one and give you more information. Okay. For Excel users, where is the function here? I don't see my, okay, here you go. I'm sorry, class today, I don't know what happened to my web. It's a difficult time to go between this page and the other page. If you are using Excel class, you need to open the file HMGT400 in Excel and make sure to copy entire table here. So this is a table you need to complete for exercise 1. I think it's, you don't need the other two. Yeah, you should have exactly the same table. 10 and 10. Let me stay here. You don't need to see this one for this week. Medicare discharge, hospital bed number, paid employee, intern, residents. Okay, total hospital residents. Oh, residents not here. Okay, you don't need this too. The other one is the 10. So if you have this file, I just try to hide some of the element of this file. So you don't need to enter. This is the data sets. The data set has 3,000 observation, 3,030 observation. You usually don't need to see the entire data set. So for that reason, you can hide the data. If my computer permits me, I will do this. Come on. You can hide and see a few lines and work with a few lines. So I'm gonna give you a formula to do this. The data set is a long data set. Anyone knows the differences between long data set and wide data set? No response? The long data set is whenever you have the data, for example, you have first 2011 data and then you have 2012. This is the long data. But if you have 2011 side by side 2012, this is a wide data. The data set in the class is a long data set. So for using Excel, there's two options. Either filter the data by year, sort the data by year, divide the data to two different parts, 2011 and 2012, and use the count, average, and the standard deviation function. Or if you like to keep the data as it is, then you can use the counts if function, mean average ifs function, and standard deviation if function. And this is the function here. For this function, you should choose the cell you need to compute the count and then filter by year. So based on this code, I say count if this column C is 2011, and then if any of this number is more than 0. So I don't consider any number of any 0 as this count for the Excel. So this is the count if function, and then you enter this, you can see this number here. If you go with the mean functions, the average, you should use the average ifs. Look at the data you are looking for and then filter that by the year. For the standard deviation, the Excels give you two standard deviation, either by S or by P. The P stands for population, and S stands for the sample. Because you are using 2011 and 2012 from this data set, that 2011 and 12 is a sample for this, so it's better to use .S. I don't see any much differences between when .P. If you use a standard deviation by P, I don't expect it to see much difference, but I don't recommend to do that if you want to compare your number with the zoom I'm showing you. For the standard deviation function, there is still a little bit difference. So instead of putting the 2011 the quotation mark, you should put an equal sign. And it's still the same one. You are filtering this type of year. You are selecting the variable you want to show and then filter by the year. If you repeat the same thing for the second column for the 2011, you can get the information for 2011. So here, I just filter everything. I just say, okay, look at the column F between line 01, between line 2 here, and line 300 to 3031, filter by 2012, and then give me count if a count is more than 0. So, and the computer gonna compute this for you. Here, I'm gonna say, okay, look at the same variable between F2 and F3 2031 and filter by 2012. So it's gonna give you the average. For the standard deviation, I'm gonna say, okay, look at this variable, and then this is just, I should change the 2012 here. This is easy part, but maybe a little bit challenging part is computing the p-value. Because the data set is in the format of long data, you are not able to use the pre-developed function of t-test in Excel. So for that reason, I write a formula here to compute this. The formula to compute the p-value is this formula, t equal to mean of the first population minus absolute value of mean of the first population minus second population over square root of a standard deviation, a standard error divided by 1 plus n1, the first population number of observation, the first population plus number of observation in second population. So this is the way to compute the t value here. And after t value, we compute the p value. I'm using this exactly the same number here. So I have computed this number here. I have the mean. So I don't need to change the mean and observation, but I need to change the standard deviation into a standard error. And to do that, a standard deviation is equal to a standard error is equal to standard deviation divided by a square root of n. So I'm dividing this number by a square root of this number. So I can give 14.45, the same for 2012. And this is the formula for this. This is exactly this formula. And based on this formula, I can get t value. Whenever you have a t value, you can compute the p-value by using TDIS, the absolute value of these numbers. And because we have two populations, this number should be 2. And stay with the highest number of the observation. Here we have 1505 and 5025. You should go with 5025. Anyhow, any number more than 100 will not change anything in the p-value. But it is safe to stay with a bigger number. I have created a file for you for the Excel function. I'm going to post after this meeting to the class for Excel users. I just explain all the steps you need to go for exercise 1, only for one example, and you can use this for the other variables. This is exercise 1 for Excel. I believe it's very easy to go with RStudio, but anyhow, if you decide to stay with Excel, this is fine. Also, the other point is, I usually look at the column and just mention the column because the formula is very easy to write. So it's average if, so, and we just need to see the column number here, column label here, and then it's very easy to write the formula. For example, here the column for non-paid is column W in my file, but please check your file, make sure this is the same because I added a few variables on this. And also for week 2, you need to create a benefit variable. So that's the reason my file is slightly different with you, but it's still the same observation, but more likely the column number changed. So this is the point. For exercise 2, please notice that a teaching hospital is 1 and non-teaching is 0. So you should filter by this for 1 and 2. Everything should be the same. If you complete this for exercise 1, you can use exactly the same file for exercise 2, and instead of filtering by C column, you can filter by H column. Instead of 2011, you should put 1 for teaching and 0 for non-teaching. And if you are using RStudio for exercise 2, you should just go ahead and open the file from your computer you've already downloaded and use the week 2 exercise codes. And because you already installed everything, you can just run the codes and you can see everything in the text file. This is exercise 1 and exercise 2.
I didn't hear that last
Sorry,
thing
you were
you said.
Okay, I understand that. Is it good now, right?
Yes.
Okay. I stay 5 minutes here to answer a question for exercise 1 and 2. One.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So I kind of didn't see, I didn't hear what you said for the last part for using RStudio for exercise 2.
Mm-hmm.
So all you said is we could just copy the codes to in the RStudio, and then we'll see everything like we did for exercise 1.
Yes, I said if you go to the class, if you decide to work with RStudio, please go to the class and download all the codes and save all the codes in Drive C, UMUC in your computer. So if you download this code, I have already downloaded. So if you are in RStudio, you can click here, open file, go to Drive C and open this file, E2 codes,
Okay.
E3 codes, E4 codes, E5 codes, any VIX. And then if you are using Excel, Windows as operating system, you just need to run the codes. You don't need to change anything. If you are using a MacBook, this is the point for the people who are using MacBook, for students. If you are using MacBooks, you should change the root to this tilde.document UMUC. That's the only change you need. You can copy this file, this part, here and mute this line. If you are using MacBook, do this one. This is the file. You should create a UMUC folder in document of your computer and then run the codes. Did I answer your question, Khadija?
Yes. Also,
Okay.
I just wanted to know, can you see how many minutes of the recording it is right now? I just want to save that just in case I want to rewatch.
How many minutes? We are minutes number. I don't see anything here. I have to go back. I don't see anything here now. But
That's okay.
probably we started at 5:15 to record everything, and it's 5:45 for 5:54. It's about 40 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure. We're gonna stay here up to 6:30. If anyone like to leave, this is fine. I'm gonna record this meeting and post in the class. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Can we have access to this video after this meeting so that we can?
Yes. Yes.
How can we get the access? Are you going to post it on the board?
I will post usually on the YouTube and share the link in the class.
Okay, please, I will appreciate it, sir.
I will do for sure. Thank you. Sure. No worries. Okay, class. Any question regarding Ivan or two?
I have a question not necessarily related to the particular exercises, but in general. I came in a little bit late.
Mm-hmm.
The files that we can download for each exercise, one I saw one that said like no DPYLR, and the one did say to use it. What is the difference between the two?
Nicole, are you using RStudio or you're going to use Excel?
I'm going to use the RStudio.
Okay. There is only one data file for all the exercise. All the exercise has only one data file here. HMGT400 hospital. There is no other data file here.
Okay.
And if you are using RStudio, you really don't need to see the file. You just need to see the code and run the file, because this is the file I have here. If you want to see this file, this is the file. Here, this is it. But whenever you are working with RStudio, you really don't need to see the code, the data, because the data is behind of the code. So you just need to run a code to see, and it's happening for all of the programming. So when you are a programmer, you don't need to see the data. You just see the result of the data and identify is there any problem with that.
Okay.
Okay, one more point.
Sir,
yes.
Sir, sorry, I have a quick question
Sure.
about exercise 2. So did you say is teaching 1 and non-teaching 0?
Yes.
So teaching's 1.
Usually,
okay.
for as a standard way for labeling for dichotomous or for binary variable, all the time 1 stands for the name of the variable, 0 stands for the opposite side. For example,
all right,
teaching 1, teaching 0, non-teaching. System member 1, system member 0, not system member. Male 1 stands for male, 0 stands for female. It is the standard way to label everything.
All right, thank you, sir.
Sure. Okay. Let's go with the assignment 1. The assignment 1, I think 90% of the class already posted the topic. If you have not posted your topic, please submit that. I just saw 4 of them today and just approve them. And because you should submit by next Wednesday. So please make sure to work on that. As there is, if you go again back to the class.
I'm sorry.
Yes, sure.
Assignment 1 is due September 8th, right?
End of next week, end of this week, right? It should be end of week 2. What the class said to you? Except assignment.
September 8th.
Sure. Here, September 1.
September 1?
Yes.
It's due September 1, the first assignment.
Yes.
Okay.
Again, my computer stopped working here. Okay, I'm trying to be as less as possible use internet for browsing anything. Okay, if you go to class instructions and scroll down to the very end, you will see here individual assignments, and there is instruction. Please read this instruction first. Also, there is a draft, an example for what I do expect to see. And depends on your topic. I know a few students ask me a question. There are a few data sets here. For example, if your topic is about Medicare national data by county, for example, comparing any type of black and white comparison, comparing any kind of Medicare beneficiary, the data set is Medicare national data by county. So this is a data set. If you decided to use MRI, CT, or any other imaging procedures, this is the data set. If you decided to work with any kind of the hospital admission, this is the Minnesota data. And if you decided to go with any kind of the length of a stay, any other thing, this is the other data. Make sure to have all of this data. Depends on your topic, you should download any of this data. And here are a few examples for codes. For example, comparing two states, this is the code. And usually if you decided to work with our studio and ask me your question, if you submit your draft of the code, I will send you the, I will review the codes for you. I don't need to write a code. Whenever you send me email for your assignment, please let me know, okay, what is your title and what is your operating system, MacBook or Windows. Then I will modify the code and send it back to you. If you are using Excel, I will show you here how to use Excel. This is the draft of an example on how do you want to write this assignment. We are still on the APA 6, so this is fine if you want to use APA 7, but APA 6 or 7 is fine, but still we are in APA 6. This is an example. Make sure to add your title and your name in the first page. Date of submission, so I make sure this is individual assignment 1 or 2. Go with a very short introduction. This assignment, I don't expect to see very large introduction. Just one paragraph, it's enough for me. Just main focus of individual assignment 1 and 2 is a quantitative part. Yes.
You're not sharing your screen.
Oh, sorry, sure. Thank you. Oh, you didn't see anything I explained about the class, right? Oh.
No, sir. Can you go back, please?
Yes, please. Notice me sooner. Okay. Let's me back here. If you go to the class instructions, scroll down at the very end, you will see the individual assignments. This is the instruction. Please read this slide. This is the example I was showing. I will back to this, and these are data sets. Depends on the title. You should download any of these data sets. And if you decide to work with our studio, here are a few examples. So you can modify them and use, or send me your topic, draft your code by using any of this, and then I will complete this for you. Let's me back to this. This is an example. You have access to this file. First page, add your topic, your name, and it should be assignment 1, right? And date, introduction, very short introduction, maximum 1 paragraph. I don't need to go lots more on the introduction. Hypothesis, usually the hypothesis, it's your topic if you just convert it to as a question. For example, if your topic is comparing mammogram between black and white, your hypothesis should be, is there any significant differences between black and white utilization of mammogram, or the standard way is to say there is no significant differences on mammogram percentage between black and white. This example is for length of stay. If any of you choosing that topic, so most of this draft could help you. And then you should describe your data, which data set you have used for this, and a little bit information about the data set. For example, if you're using a Medicare data, you should say, okay, I'm using Medicare data from the class. This data provides information for 2012, something like that for this. Material and method, you should have a table like this to report the two variables, because you are using the t-test, you have at least two variables. So make sure to report these two variables, define the variables, describe the code. Is it the continuous, or is it or this is a bivariate, or this is a binary variable? The source of the data and the year of the data. And in the method section, you are using a descriptive analysis and t-test, so please make sure to use at least one citation to describe the t-test. If you look at the class, there's a few citations for that. You can use a class material, or just you can discuss the t-test. If you are using RStudio, the RStudio will use Welch sample t-test. Please Google it, or just use a class document for the Welch sample t-test. Just 1 or 2 lines discuss the t-test. The analysis process you should discuss here. So what you did here for the analysis, if you have Excel, please say, okay, I use Excel and I compute, I use, for example, for the counting for count, or just average function to get this. If you use RStudio, you say, I use RStudio, I use t-test function, and things like this. Please read this text and modify that for assignment. And in the results section, please discuss your findings. So whenever you have these tables, for the results section, you have to report this table, observation, mean, standard deviation, p-value, and then you should discuss your finding. For example, based on the information I provided here, I have 78 hospitals who has a critical care access. I have 78 critical care access hospital with a mean average of length of stay is with a mean average of 5, not a length of stay level. Okay, the label could not be correct. It's not possible to have a mean length of stay 550. So, but we have a critical care observation with a mean 550. And for the non-critical, I have 78, 95. I have this standard deviation, and the p-value is significant. So we should discuss something like this. And I encourage you to include the plots. If you are using Excel, you can use a bar chart or box plot. The RStudio will create a box plot. The RStudio also gives you some information about the density plot. The density plot shows the information about your data set. For example, in this data set, there is a tail in the data, and so it's almost normal distribution, but you cannot see if you are using Excel. This is fine if you do not report this figure distribution, but please attach at least a bar chart. And then a very short discussion. In the discussion, you say, what do you think based on your findings? The result is what the data tells you. The discussion is, what do you think about the data? Did the data answer your question? And if so, what is the result? What is the discussion for that? I also recommend you to add at least one policy suggestion for this discussion. Also make sure to, or you can just refer the policy suggestion in the conclusion. A limitation, you can reword this section. The limitation is this is the students study. This is the 1%. There's no funding for this project, so I do not expect to have a really huge work for this. This is kind of limitation for this section. And in the conclusion, very short, 3 to 4 lines conclusion based on your findings, based on your discussion, and finally 1 or 2 lines policy recommendations. And make sure to report all of your reference using the APA format 6 or 7. Make sure to read your file carefully. I have had lots of students who didn't read. They did a great job on the on-list test, but they didn't spend enough time to format the files. And as a result, I was not able to give them full credits. So if you'd like to get full credits for this, please make sure to spend enough time and develop your assignment with careful. Any question for this?
Sir, can you show us how you got to the class instructions, please?
Yes. If you go to the class, click on the discussion, and scroll down, you see the class instruction.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, I give you 2 examples, one for Excel, one for RStudio. You can choose your topic and give me information. I will give you the codes. Anyone volunteer to give me any option, any topic? Not yet.
Comparing mammogram between black and white. I mean, I know you did not approve my first topic. You asked me to revise it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking of choosing comparing mammograms between black and white.
Okay, I will go for this as an example. Comparing more, hopefully I have this one here. Okay, here you go. The data set for this is a Medicare national data by county. So I already copied the data. This is this data set. Who asked me to do this? I didn't see the name, sorry. Who was that? Who suggested?
Khadija.
Okay, thank you. Again, okay. I'm using this data set. Medicare national data by county. Okay. I already have this data. So this is the codes for this, and you can use this code for any other topics. It should be very simple codes. So I'm reading this data, and then this is all the variables in the data I have. And the question is comparing mammogram between black and white. So I'm looking at this file, all of this variable. I see the mammogram. I need a percent of mammogram black. The percent of mammogram black is 0. This is 0. And this is white. And you can copy the percent of mammogram black here and white here. And this is the code, the mean for this variable, actually for this assignment, for the RStudio user, you should use maybe 4 functions. The first function is a means function, so you get the means of the variable. I have the means here. I have the mean for black, 60.2, 29, 61.36. I need a standard deviation. So this is a standard deviation, 8.83, 8.36. I need the number of observation, and okay. And these functions gives me number of observation. I'm trying to complete this table, this one, this table, this one. And then I need to run a t-test. The t-test should be the t-test, mammogram black, data mammogram white. This is the t-test based on the information I have. The p-value is 0.001. Is it significant class or is not? Is it?
It is.
Okay, it is significant. That's correct because this is less than 0.05.
Yeah.
Then I need to see a box plot. If I run these codes together, I see the box plot here, and then there's an error in this. I need to remove this parenthesis from here. So let me run again. So this is the bar graph. And if you'd like to see the density plot, you should run all of this code together. So, and this is the density plot. The density plot shows that the red line is a black and the white is the white. The blue is a white, and I believe it was higher in the white, correct? Let's see here. White 61.36 and 60.29. So as you see here, the blue line is over the black, over the red line. So it does mean there is a higher means for these variables. So you can copy this. I didn't explain how to copy the figures. To copy the figures, you can click on the export, copy to clipboards, copy plots, go back to this, for example, assignments, and then press Ctrl V and paste here, or Command V if you are a Mac user, and paste here, and make sure to you are using the order. Based on this information, you can complete this table, right? So for this table, it should be a mammogram black, mammogram white, should define this, descript this. This is a continuous variable. The source is Medicare National Data by County. The year is 2012. And for this table, you have this information, right? You have a number of observation for the black, 939. It should be black, should be white. Please make sure to add complete name here. And my computer stopped working again and again and again. Okay. Let me write here and we can compare 939, 9037 means is 60.29 for black, 61.36 for white, and the standard deviation is 8.83 and 8.36, and the p-value is 0.001. So you should complete this table. 60.29, 8.83, 61.36, 8.36. This is all the information you need to report for this. You don't need any other information, and just most of the other part is just discussing, and you also should change it, this plot. Okay, this is for this topic in our studio. If you decided to work with any other variable, for example, let's look at the percent of hemoglobin, black and white, it's still the same codes. And you see, I only changed this one here. Everything is the same. Or if you have decided to work with any kind of CT procedures or MRI procedure, for example, this is the imaging between clinic and hospital, based on the MRI procedures. The data set is managing data set, and if you run this, I know if you have a class has this topic, you should run this. Okay, what happened to this again? Okay. And you should just go with this. The data set is changed for this. If you are comparing, for example, if for these two data sets, you should use a subset data. I don't expect you to write the codes, but the codes are comparing Medicare MRI between clinic and hospital, and then we put the numbers for you. And it's very easy to go. Everything is here. And let's go back to the Excel. Any suggestion for the Excel class? No one?
I originally selected Excel, but I want to change it to RStudio, but I was hoping
Okay.
just chat with you about. I'm still having issues with exercise 1, even populating that. Once I copy the code.
Okay. Okay, so, okay, Jerry, I will back to you in 1 minute to just see what the problem is with your computer. Any other question, class? Okay. Okay, there is no question here. I stop here and just going to answer the questions. Jerry is the first. Jerry, you want to share your screen? Let me stop sharing and then give you permission to share your screen.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, please share your screen. Let me see what the problem is. Class, we are in the Q&A. If you'd like to leave the session, this is completely fine. Otherwise, you have a question. Okay, here, is it Mac or is it, this is Windows. Okay, this is Windows. And you already installed the package.
I'm sorry.
So, okay.
I'm trying to, let me minimize some of these other docs.
You stop sharing. You want to share again?
Yes. Sorry, I was trying to clean this up a little bit.
Okay. Okay. Can you show me, Jerry, the UMUC folder?
So I just had saved it on my desktop. I didn't.
Okay, can you open the folder? So if everything is in the folder, you can copy to this.
No, there's. I wasn't. That's why I wasn't tracking with that. So
okay.
I noticed that to create a UMUC. This is all my other classes I had in there. I didn't do anything special for this.
Yeah, this is the desktop, Jerry. If you want to read the code, you can. You have two choices: either change the path to your desktop, or just copy the file to the CUMUC. Which of them do you prefer to go?
I mean, I can put it in the folder. That's not an issue.
Okay, create a folder in the drive CUMUC. And don't change this because you have any class here, so don't change anything yet. Go to the drive C and create a folder and call it UMUC. And then, where is the data file do you have? Copy the data file to this. Is it the HMGT, right? These are the data file, right? This is the, okay, copy the data file.
So this one here?
Download data from here. You can download, right click and download there. Save link as, okay. To CUMUC, save. And go back to the download data from here, the other one, the first one. The first line in the class.
Oh.
Yeah.
Over here, I'm sorry.
Yes, right click and save link as. And to drive CUMUC is here, already here. Okay, save here. And go back to the RStudio, please. I believe it should read, so should be able to read. Can you run line 14 only? Here you go, you have everything here. So have you installed the Dipler package?
I believe so, yeah, I thought I did all that. During
okay, please mute line 10. Mute line 10, shift 3. Okay, select everything and run. Let me see if is it working. Okay, here you go, you have everything.
Oh, okay.
You should, you know, can you go to the CUMUC and follow it and open the text file? I need to explain something here. In Drive C.
Oh yeah, sorry.
UMUC, TX, open this one. No, the last file, please. You know, scroll down, stay here, please. You know, see, in the first sets of number, there is a notation here with two more variables, Medicare and Medicaid. So this is usually happened. Can you read that one? The next line, here you go. You are here.
Oh, these right here?
It is happening if you don't have enough space in the console. Can you go back, close this file, close this file. Go back to our studio and give more space to the console. You can, yes, give as much, okay. Give more space, even more than this. Okay, I believe you run again, you can see everything. And go back to drive C, UMUC, and open the last file. I believe you have everything here now. Okay, everything is here.
Okay.
I think you are good, Jerry. Do you have any other question for me in this?
No, gosh, it was so frustrating for me to try to figure this out. I appreciate it.
Do we need to still have a Zoom session or no?
Oh, no, I mean,
I
I'm
believe
good.
you are fine now. Okay, excellent, great.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. Any other questions, class?
Yes,
Oh.
I'm using a Mac and we lost.
Can you share your screen, please?
Yes, sure.
Able to hear me?
Nadia, do you talk to me or just with someone else?
I'm talking to you because I'm having issues as well.
Oh, what's your operating system?
Windows.
Okay, please stay with Adi. Ask question first, and then after that I will back to you. Adi, are you going to share your screen?
Yes.
Oh, is it the same you? You have the same? Who is the Adi here?
No, it's two different people.
Okay, Adi, do you want to share your screen first? You ask question first, and then I go back to Nadia.
Okay, let Nadia go. I'm trying to.
Okay, Nadia, please go share your screen.
Okay. Can you see it?
Not yet. Have you shared?
Yeah, I hit shared.
Okay, when you hit share, you should select the browser you want to share.
Give me 1 second.
When you click here, share, you should click on the browser you want to share, and then that's two-step share.
Okay, I just clicked on you and hit share.
Yeah, click on me. So, and then here you go.
Okay. So this is my RStudio.
Okay, it's not working correctly. Oh, it's still working. It's still trying to. Okay, here you go.
All of my information is in this corner. I'm not sure why mine doesn't look like you.
Can you show me the drive C UMUC? Can you show me the drive UMUC in the computer? UMUC folder. Okay, click on drive this PC and then click on this PC on the left side.
This time?
Yes. And click on the C. Drive C
This
Windows. One? Okay, yes, this one. Open, double click to open this. And there is no UMUC folder here. Have you copied in any other place?
No.
Okay, create a UMUC folder here. Right click and create a new folder. Go to the new folder, okay, and call it UMUC. And then you should go to the class and copy everything. Jerry just did a few minutes ago. Yeah, go exercise 1, data, right click on the data, save link as, and save it in drive C UMUC. Click on this PC. No, click on this PC. Click on the C drive.
The C drive?
Scroll down to see the C drive. Here. And double click. And UMUC, double click and save. And click on the next file, RStudio code, deploy package, and right click and do the same thing with this.
This one?
The above one.
This one.
Yes, right click and save the link as. Okay, save here. It's already there. Yes.
It's already there, so hit save?
Yes. Yes. Go back to our studio. Click on the file on top left. Open file. Okay. Click on the CUMUC. Double click on this PC. Double click on this PC. I can see.
This PC.
No, in the left side. The last one, the left side here. Click on the scroll down to CUMUC. Drive C.
Okay.
Open this one, yes. UMUC. Open the first file. Open this one, okay. I believe this is the first time. You should unmute line 10. Remove the pound sign from line 10. And just select line 10 and run.
So
Highlight line 10 and run it. It takes a few minutes or a few seconds, depends on the computer speed. And it's running the codes, running the deploy package. Okay, as long as you see this message, that means the package is, okay, this is great. Now go back to line 10 and mute the line 10.
Mute it?
Shift 3, yes. Shift 3. No, Shift 3. Don't run it. Put the Shift 3 before install. Shift 3. Here you go. Now select everything and run. You should give more space to the console. Do you know how to give more space to the console?
No.
Okay, click on the divider between these two, the vertical line between two. Can you see divider between the code panel and the data panel?
Where is that?
Okay, let me show you. Let me share my screen, show you. Should share again after me. Can I see my screen?
Yes.
This is the divider.
Okay.
Right or right, okay? Drag
Okay.
on the right. Please go back and share your screen and show me what you are doing. Great. Now you can click on the codes and press Ctrl-A to select everything. You can press Ctrl-A.
Click on the codes?
Yes. Yes. Click here and press Ctrl-A.
Where's? Click right here?
Yeah.
And Control-A?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, now click on the run. And I believe you have everything. Yeah, it's running. You see everything here. Go back to CUMUC.
In the file or on the desktop?
On the CUMUC. No, save this one not through the computer, your computer, not through the RStudio.
I'm lost. I'm sorry.
Okay, minimize the RStudio. Oh, the minus one, the first one.
This one?
Yeah, minimize this. You can.
Okay.
You know, I cannot see anything in your computer, but if you go to the My Computer, click on the Start Up, go to the My Documents, C Drive C, UMUC folder, and then you can see a TXT file there. Because I'm not able to see anything in your computer. Maybe you just share the browser for the RStudio. Do you want to stop sharing and share again?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, here you go. Click on Drive C, please. And UMUC. And the last file. This is double click. Okay, this is on. Can you just maximize this to see everything? No, maximize the text file, the other for the file you have opened. Yeah, click on the cubic on the yeah. So this is everything you need to have, and please follow the video to populate your tables. Any other question for me here?
Okay, so every exercise I first, like, let me go to exercise 2. I download this one first, and then this one I download and put it in the UMC.
No, you don't need that because your computer working with Dipler package. You don't need to download the no Dipler package. So you should just try this one. This is a good example for the class. Please save E2 codes and go and run this one. Save. Okay, you open it now. Please click on. Please right click and save link as. Otherwise, it's gonna open your. Cancel this one, please.
I can't.
Okay, never mind. You can just right click on it. Yeah. Close this one. You don't need to open this one. Go back to the place you just download this. No, please stay here. E2, can you see RStudio Codes Dipler? Right click and save link as.
This one, number 2.
No, the place you click first time.
This one?
Yeah, right click and save link as.
Okay.
And save in, okay, save here. It's already in Drive C. Go back to RStudio and click on the file, top left, open file, exercise 2, this one, open this one. This file is ready to use. Just select everything and run the codes.
And you
press
said
Ctrl A and run. So you have everything here, right? Go back to the folder, please. And the file is already there. Week 2 exercise, can you see that? Open the last file, yes. And maximize this. This is everything you need. So you need to give more space to console to see all the numbers.
more space?
Yes, please. Close this one and go back to RStudio. And give more space to console. Yeah, drag on the right. That's it. Give more space. I think you need more space. Okay, great. Run again. Okay, you will see everything in the, go back to CUMC folder and open this one. And I believe you have everything here now. Close this one and back to RStudio. You know, first, go back to week 1 exercise, please. You can close this file. You can close
this one.
You close this one. Just close this one and close week 2. Also close the codes here. You don't need week 2. No, the code on the click on the RStudio, please. Click on this. On the click. Okay, and can you see the HMGT400 E2 codes on the top?
Yes. Close.
This is week 1. Close the week 2. Okay. And save week 1, because as long as you see the red bottom here, it does mean that you just have some changes, but you didn't save the file. Click on the save. Just click on the save. Okay. Now one more thing. Go back. Click on the codes. Click on the codes. No, here in the RStudio.
Right here?
Yes. Go back to line 8. In front of the sync, press pound, add pound sign, mute this line. Now select everything and run. Press Ctrl A. Okay, run it, please. You know, if you like to see all the numbers here, and you can scroll up in the console, the blue line that in the bottom. Yeah, you can should go. You are going so fast. Slowly, please. Yeah, scroll down more. Go to the very end and scroll up slowly. Yeah, go to the very end and scroll up slowly. If you just mute the sync command, you can see every numbers here with label. So maybe this is good for number of observation in the table. I just wanted to show you how to mute the code and see everything in the console. I believe you have everything you need for the exercise 1 and exercise 2.
Okay, so I just go to say that. So when I go to 3, I just do this, but I don't do the rest, and I just watch the video, correct?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay, you're good. Any other question, class?
I'm having the same situation. I've been trying to follow along.
We have 10 minutes over the time, but I'm answering one last question. What is the question, Lisa?
I was just saying I've been trying to follow along. I'm gonna review the recording, and I'll talk to you alone if I'm still having
absolutely
problems.
Okay, I will be happy to answer your question. Also, any of you need to in-person live session, please try by your own. If you it's really need my help, please send me an email and we can schedule a Zoom meeting.
Okay, great.
Question. I'm using a Mac, so I'm still waiting to share my screen. I'm still not able.
Oh, sure, absolutely, please. And stop. Who is sharing the screen? Please stop sharing and let someone else share the screen. Okay. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. Please share your screen. Okay, here you go. You are using Mac? Is it Mac, right? Okay. Okay, you are using Mac, and for the Mac users, okay, first things first, go please to line 15. I show you in the Zoom, early in the Zoom. To do that, go to the line, at the end of line 14 and press enter. Press enter and now go back to line 16 and copy from the hospital to the very end. Or you can remove anything before hospital. If you are working with MacBook, your line should be remove this section.
Yeah, so remove everything from here.
Yeah, copy this. Yeah, copy this one and paste in line 15. Okay, paste in line 15. Now mute line 14. Okay, is it the first time you are using this?
Yes.
Okay, you should install the package also. Go to line 10, unmute this, select line 10 and run line 10. Okay, hopefully it works here. Updating loaded package, yes, press yes. Okay. I don't see, can you see any message or is still working? I don't see that section. Okay, is it finished? Okay, good. I think it's all, the download package. Okay, I believe it's already installed that. Now please go back to line, okay, mute line 10. Have you created a folder under document and call it UMUC?
Yes.
Okay, can you see that? Is it, okay.
Under document.
Document, and this is the UMUC. Okay, great. Can you go back to RStudio, please? And the RStudio should be tilde document. After document should be UMUC. Please fix that. After documents.
So here, or what row? What line?
No, you are correct. Please fix the spell of documents is incorrect. Actually, I made a mistake. Fix that, documents.
Oh.
/UMUC. Okay, great. Just highlight line 15 and run it. I like to see you have the data correct in the place. What's the message?
It just cannot open file.
Okay. Can you go back? How did you save the file in Drive UMUC?
So in documents, UMUC.
Where is the HMGT400? Okay, is it this one? Have you opened it and save it, or just you save the link as from the class?
I think I just downloaded and saved it.
Okay, okay. No, please remove HMGT400 from this. Delete this one.
All right.
Go back to the class and save the link as, please. Right click, save link as. Okay. And put it on document UMUC. Save here. Now go back to our studio and run line 15 only. Can you see, read, okay, you read the file, right? Yeah, that's correct. I see it, you're already reading the file. Can you go to the very beginning of the file, of the codes, please? You should also change line 8, right? In line 8, unmute the codes. Unmute, okay, and then fix this. It should be tilde document / UMUC. The address should be, you can copy the address from line 15, only that section, tilde document UMUC. Just copy this and replace with this. You should keep the week 1 exercise. Okay, here. And remove one extra, and I believe everything is fine. Select everything, press Command A and select everything and run. I believe you have everything. Yeah, this is everything. And now go back and unmute the codes. Mute the line 8 and run one more time.
Run everything one more time,
yes,
or just one
yes.
run?
Yeah, run one more time. Okay, you can see the numbers. Everything is okay here. Now make sure to save your file first.
So just hit the save here? Or
Yeah, click here, that's fine. Go back to UMUC folder. And I believe you have the file. Can you see the last, maybe, yeah, this is it. Open this one, and I believe you have everything here. Did you double click on this?
Yes.
Oh, well, what happened? It doesn't open any place?
No, this is it. This is the file that get opened.
Yeah, here you go. This is the file. Okay. Have you run the no-Dippler package?
I think I did, but I'm not sure if it's...
Can you go back to our studio, please? Let me see what you have. Can you scroll down, please? Yeah, this is the no-Dippler package. Okay, can you go back to the class? This is no, you have everything here, but in a different format. Please right-click on the HME1 codes, the above lines. Right-click on this, save link as, and save it here in the class UMUC folder. Now go back to our studio and open this. And okay, where is this file? Okay, where's E1 codes?
I think it's the first one here.
Yeah, open this one. Open the original one. That's fine, no problem. This is, both of them are the same. You should do the same thing here. Or you can copy from the other. You already copied that. Please replace that. In line 8, replace the file you already copied to this. I believe you have already copied this. Copy the entire line. Yes, that's okay. Paste here, and the same for line 14. Line 15, sorry, line 15. Okay.
So, which means I need to insert a space here.
Yeah, you can replace here and mute the above line.
And mute 14.
Now try to run everything here. Please select and see how's the result for this. Okay, you have everything here, so that's good. Go back to the UMUC folder and you can see that. And please save the code first. Okay, here you go. I believe you have everything. Open this one. Okay, here. Close this one. You know the one, it was open, you run that, and that's the reason you cannot see this. Go back to RStudio and run again. Please remove this file. Go back, please remove this file.
So close this?
No, don't close this one. Go back to the UMUC folder and remove the text file. Remove this one, yes. And please go back and run again. Yes, run everything again here. So I like to make sure you have this file. Go back to the UMUC folder and, oh, you know what? Go back to the RStudio. I believe the line is mute. Click on line 8 and unmute this. Run again everything. Okay. Go back to the folder and this is the file you need to use for the, okay, here you go. You have everything here. I believe you have everything here.
Awesome, thank you.
Sure, you're welcome. Okay, class, thank you very much for being and thank you for your patience. We have 20 minutes over the time, but if you have any question, please send me your email or ask the professor questions. I will answer to you. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna post this live session to the class. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Goodbye. And this is the end of the live session number 1. Goodbye, everyone.